right, first pitch coming up. Pete Crow Armstrong getting ready to hit.
Crow Armstrong.
Kelly, 37 years young, and he was drafted in the 8th round back in 2010. Base knock center field. Could be extra bases. Now it's Alex Bregman. This one chopped on the ground, but foul. In there at the knees. 0-2.
Well, as a hitter, you're hoping that the command on that sinker doesn't come until later in the ball game. But if that's how it's going to be all day, it's going to be a tough one for the offense.
Here's a 1-2. Bregman takes downstairs.
Well, with the amount of pitches that can end up in the dirt, a good secondary lead doesn't have to get away from the catcher. But if you're anticipating based off the trajectory, get yourself into scoring position.
Stays alive. Crow Armstrong gets his lead at first. Nobody out. And it's fouled off. They'll do it again. Hit on the ground to short. And it finds its way through for a hit. Throw back in quickly. First and second now with nobody out. So digging in, Michael Busch. Here in Phoenix, and just getting settled into this one.
Good spot for the hitter. Definitely has the advantage in this count with runners on. Look for him to be aggressive on this next pitch.
Grounder off the pitcher. And they put the tag on him for the out. Runners at second and third and one out. Kerry Carpenter will hit next. That one is absolutely belted. Carrying well. And he brings it into the warning track. Both runners tagging. The tying run is in to score from third. Now it's the right fielder, Seiya Suzuki. And that's in there at the knees for a strike. On the ground to the left. And that's just foul. Shot into the gap, and that should bring in the run. And they strike first as they take a 1-0 lead. Pulls into second. That's an RBI double.
Puts a run on the board and picks up an RBI. As a hitter, there's not a whole lot better of a feeling than a double into the gap. Right off the bat, you know you put a great swing on the baseball.
Should be extra bases. Coming home. And that's the third out. This is Corbin Carroll.
Here's a fun fact on Corbin, and I don't know if everyone remembers their first jersey, but Carroll certainly does. He used to rock an Ichiro Suzuki growing up.
On a line, base hit. So a runner aboard to start the inning. Here's Ketel Marte. He has, as they like to say,
Let me guess, Boog. Light tower power?
That's right. On the ground, 2 ball. Over to Swanson. He turns it on to Busch.
Yep,
it's a double play. Next to hit for Arizona, James Wood. Ground ball right side, and it finds its way through for a hit. So he gets on base and keeps it going.
First pitch swinging, went up there with a plan to be aggressive. He kind of rolled over on this pitch a little bit, but he got enough behind it to shoot it through for a knock, and you'll take that anytime you can get him to find a hole.
Here comes the 0-1. Lifted in the air, right center field. Crow Armstrong in position, and that will end the inning. Back here in the desert, so up now for Chicago, Dansby Swanson. And first offering is fouled off. That's in there. Swing and a miss. Struck him out. Now one away. And now the batter is Carson Kelly. Out towards right center field. And that's got extra bases written all over it. Pulls it down and he makes the catch. So here's Horner now. High fly ball, right field. Carroll gets under it. And that is that. Back here at Chase Field, we head to the bottom of the second. Nolan Arenado stands in now for the Diamondbacks. In the air, right field. Suzuki should have this one. And he makes the catch. And there's one down. Now it's the DH, Adrian Del Castillo. He's a catcher by trade, but the DH here in this one. This one in the air, center field. Crow Armstrong takes it in for the out. And there's two away. Gabriel Moreno stands in now for the Diamondbacks.
No!
Pitch is in the dirt, and that's ball two. Oh, great stop. Over to first, and they get the out. Back here in the desert, here's the Cubs leadoff man, Pete Crow Armstrong. In the air to left center, and that's got extra bases written all over it. Pulls it down and he makes the catch. One pitch and one out. Here's Alex Bregman. 1 for 1 with a single and a run scored so far. That's a laser base hit. So they get a man aboard with a 1-out single.
A couple of hits in a row for him here. Off the bat, that one registered at 105 miles per hour, man. That is smoking, and these days you hear it all the time, but the numbers just don't lie. If you can drive a ball like that, more often than not, you're picking up a knock.
On the ground left side, 6, 4,
On the tag.
3. It's a double play. Back here at Chase Field as we go to the last of the third. Pavin Smith stands in now for the Diamondbacks.
Hey.
Slapped foul. And that skips in the dirt. That one ripped. Reaching for it, makes the catch.
Man, that's one of those at-bats where you have to remind yourself it's about the process. He did everything right there. Nothing to show for it. But in your mind, you have to convince yourself that it was a very good at-bat.
Ha-Seong Kim in the box now. No balls and a strike. That one lifted to left. Coming on is Happ. He's there to make the catch. So back to the top of the Arizona lineup. Corbin Carroll now at the plate. This one in the air, center field. And the inning is over. As we go to the top of the fourth. Now it'll be the Cubs DH, Kerry Carpenter. Check swing. He went. No balls, 2 strikes. And ball 1. On the ground, right side. And foul ball. Ripped on a line, and that's got extra bases written all over it. Now he'll turn for second, and that's a leadoff double.
Couldn't have timed it up any better than that. Loud contact leads to the double. I mean, you could tell it had extra bases written all over it as it jumped off.
That one is absolutely belted. This one could be trouble. Rounds third, headed for the plate. He'll score, and they take a 3-run lead. And in at second with an RBI double. Runner in scoring position, no outs. Ian Happ up to hit. Ball 1, no strikes.
Ball 2.
Just missed.
That's away.
And it's fouled away. High fly ball out to left field. Should be extra bases. He's got it. Runner tags at second. So now with 1 away and a man at second. Dansby Swanson, the next Cub to hit. Check swing called strike. That's strike 1.
Ball 1.
That's a base hit. Stop sign goes up at third. Runners at the corners with 1 out. Carson Kelly, the next to hit.
Hey!
And a breaking ball drops in for a strike.
Big pitch right here. He's going to try to make a pitch that's going to produce a strikeout or a ground ball double play.
That misses the zone. Now 1 and 2. Upstairs.
In this situation, he's trying to get you to pop something up or jam you. That's a really good take, knowing you got an opportunity to drive in a run here.
And now it's 3 and 2. Ground ball right side. Oh, great stop. Not in time. He's safe.
Safe. He's in there.
First and second, 1 out. Nico Horner, the next Cub to hit.
Huh. Nope. Ball 1.
Base hit center field. Headed for the plate. He'll score easily. It's an RBI single, and the lead is up to 5. Back to the leadoff spot in the Cubs lineup. Here's the center fielder, Pete Crow Armstrong. Hard grounder into the outfield for a knock. Throw back in, holds the runner at third. Base is now loaded. Only 1 away. Dangerous hitter at the plate in Alex Bregman. Swing and a ground ball. Nice grab.
On the tag, you're out.
What a double play that was. Inning over. Bottom 4th, an outstanding hitter in Ketel Marte.
You know, these D-backs just haven't produced as many competitive at-bats as I'd like to see in this one. I think things are happening a little quicker than this offense would like, and we see it in the numbers. They're hitting into a lot of outs early in the at-bat.
Slapped hard the other way, but foul. The 1-2. Swing and a ground ball up the middle. That's a base hit. And they have their first hit since the first inning. James Wood stands in now for the Diamondbacks. Single to right in his first trip.
Well, he's looking great so far. It helps when over 80% of your first pitches are strikes. He might be able to go the distance if he keeps this up.
They get one. Two gone as they hit into their second double play in the first 4 innings. Geraldo Perdomo getting ready to hit. On the ground right side. Takes it himself, and he has thrown 4. Back here in the desert, we go to the top of the 5th. Well, he's been knocked around pretty good so far, but they've got him back out there at least to begin the inning.
Yeah, and you wonder just the strength and perhaps the health of that bullpen for him to go back out there. But he's taking this one for the team. Perhaps he can stabilize things and the offense can score some runs for him.
Foul ball.
Well, the good thing so far is that he hasn't issued any free passes. Unfortunately, they're making pretty good contact, so not getting the swings and misses and making that defense work behind him.
That one pushed foul, out of play off to the left. Two. In the air, left field, and that's got extra bases written all over it. 2 down. So up next, Seiya Suzuki.
Ball. Strike. Woo.
2 down, nobody on, and we're at the top of the 5th. Right through there for a strike. And that misses. Ball 2.
And that's awfully close. I don't know how you take that. He's seeing the ball out of the pitcher's hand really well right now.
Foul ball, another 2-2 upcoming. 2 down, nobody on. This one drilled to left. No doubt about it as they add on more. Gone. A solo shot. So up next for Chicago, Ian Happ. Slapped hard the other way, but foul. Here's the 0-2. And a foul ball. He stays alive. The 0-2. And there's a hit. And that keeps the inning alive.
Well, that certainly feels good when you can win the at-bat after being down in the count, up against it with 2 strikes right there. That was a pretty good pitch. Breaking ball down and in, but when it's breaking in towards you, you have a lot of time to see it and just try to get on.
And that is that. Back here at Chase Field, bottom of the inning, Nolan Arenado stands in now for the Diamondbacks.
Well, these Diamondbacks, as this game goes on, have to be more disciplined at the plate. Chasing pitches has been a big part of the story. We've seen it quite a bit today. It's been tough for them to make contact at times, and it just doesn't look like they're seeing it very well as a group.
Crow Armstrong takes it in for the out. 1 up, 1 down. Del Castillo stands in now and watches strike 1. Foul ball there. 0-2 now. That one missed. Ground ball up the middle. That's a base hit. So a man aboard now with 1 away.
Back against the wall with 2 strikes, but found a way. Really protected with 2 strikes right there. Pitch wasn't even close, but man, he got the barrel to it somehow. Nice job of bad ball hitting.
Moreno batting for the second time, and that's strike 1. That's a little bit low.
Tough to take a 2-strike changeup that just missed. I think it froze him.
Foul ball, still a 1-2 count. There's one. Not in time to first. It's a fielder's choice. So digging in, Pavin Smith. 0 for 1 so far. Just missed. This one in the air, center field. And that ends the inning. Top 6. Now the Cubs catch. Carson Kelly. Michael Soroka on the pitch here.
And with the big deficit on the scoreboard, he almost has to just put that out of his mind.
That's out the corner.
Every outing matters for relievers and their numbers, but I think it's tough to get up for this type of appearance the same way you would for one in a close game.
Next offering in there for a strike. That's strike 2. Fouled off, and they'll do it again. Here's the 2-2. Hit softly on the ground to third. Arenado to first in time. Now one gone in the top of the 6th. Nico Hoerner will come up to hit. Check swing on the first pitch. Appeal down to first. And he went around. Rule to swing. That one fouled off. The 0-2. High fly ball lifted in the air, right field. And there are 2 down. Third time through the order now. Pete Crow Armstrong, the next Cub to hit. In the air to left down the line. Tries to make the play, but it's foul. 2 down, nobody on. Swing and a foul out of play. The 0-2. Swing and a high fly ball out there towards left field. And that'll do it. Back here in the desert, bottom of the 6th inning. Ha-Seong Kim stands in now for the Diamondbacks. Gets the outside corner with that one.
Man, this guy's got a great feel for his breaking ball today.
And that one ripped to left. 1 down. So the batting order turns over. Now Corbin Carroll, 1 for 2. And that skips in the dirt.
I can't play around with him here. It's a 6-run lead at this point. Got to attack hitters even if you give up a solo shot.
Two now. Just off the inside edge.
Really good take, especially with 2 strikes.
In the air to left center. Hat on his way over. Pulls it down and he makes the catch. Ketel Marte up to the plate. Line drive, base hit. And that extends the inning. Now up next for Arizona, James Wood. And a foul ball.
Ball one.
The 1-1.
Strike two.
Spoils a 2-strike pitch, and he'll see another. That's ripped into the outfield. Reaching for it and breaks it in. Well, this game isn't very close, Singy. Let's see if we got any messages from those tuning in today.
I know we got some good stuff in there.
All right, Singy, we've been in all the press boxes. You got best press box food.
I'd say press box food because of the ice cream. We have to go Philadelphia.
Got
Yeah.
a shout out to our guy Frank.
Yes. New York for me is pretty good. Yankees?
Yeah, solid.
Yeah.
The 1-0. And that one is lifted in the air. Wood has a beat on it. Takes it in for the out. 1 out, man at first. And next is the designated hitter, Kerry Carpenter. On a line, and that's got extra bases written all over it. Here comes Bregman around third. The relay in there safely.
Didn't take long to get a result for that at bat. Showed a willingness to drive that pitch the opposite way. Didn't get jumpy, didn't try to pull the ball. He let it get deep, took the barrel right to it, and then extended through the swing for the line drive base hit.
Man at second. Yeah, that's fouled off.
A little tardy on that fastball. Is going to have to get it going a little quicker. Get that front foot down.
Pitch in the dirt, and the count 1-2. That one missed. And there's a ball. On the ground to third. Whips it to Smith, and that is out number 2. Here's the left fielder, Ian Happ. 1 for 3. What a stop to first. And that's a nice play to end the inning. Bottom of the 7th. Now here's the cleanup hitter for Arizona, Geraldo Perdomo. Check swing, went around. 0-1. He dives, but he can't make the catch. Gets it there in time, though, and that's out number 1 on a tough play. So now it's Nolan Arenado.
Nope, outside.
And that one hammered. That's going back. Back some more. Adios, pelota. 1 down. And now the DH, Adrian Del Castillo.
Oh!
Ground ball left side. Bregman to first. And there's 2 away. Gabriel Moreno stands in now for the Diamondbacks. Out towards right center field. And that is the 3rd out of the inning. We go to the 8th. So up now for Chicago, Dansby Swanson. And that one fouled off. Check swing, and he went. And the count is 0-2. Goes down swinging for the strikeout. Chase the fastball up the ladder for strike 3. Swing and a high fly ball right field. And that's got extra bases written all over it. Brings it in. That's out number 2. Here's Nico Hoerner. On the ground right side. A dive. He's got it. Throw to first. And that's a great play for the out. Back here at Chase Field. Ready for the bottom of the 8th. Pavin Smith stands in now for the Diamondbacks. There's a swing and a drive. Can't get to it as it drops into the corner. Safe at second with a leadoff double.
He was all over that one.
Hunter Harvey will take over here.
And you know, bullpen guys can struggle sometimes when they're called upon with big leads because it just doesn't have the same intensity as a tight game. So we'll see how sharp he is. Your mental toughness matters in situations like this as well.
Man at second. That one's upstairs, ball 1.
Pretty standard high 0-2 fastball right there. If you're smart, you'll look for something down in the zone, but not too far. Don't want to chase that breaking ball in the dirt.
Corbin Carroll stands in now for the Diamondbacks. Swing and a miss, and he got him to chase. Battling here as he fouls it away. And the 0-2. Good job to fight that one off. The 0-2. Now there's a bullet down the line. And foul ball. Here's the 0-2. Hard hit left side. Swanson fires over to first. And they got him. Next up for the Diamondbacks, Ketel Marte. Check swing, but he went too far. And that is strike 1.
Nope,
just missed with that backdoor breaking ball. If he gets a swing and miss or called strike, 0-2 count. Instead, it's 1-1. Look for him to go back to that pitch later in this at bat.
Runner at second, 2 down. Here, the bottom half of the 8th inning. Next offering is downstairs. In the air, right field. Suzuki on the move. And that'll do it. All set to start the 9th in this one. Here's the Cubs leadoff man, Pete Crow Armstrong. Hammered down the right side, but foul. That one ripped, but foul.
Well, he got challenged with a good fastball right there. Just couldn't catch up.
Up with it, fires to first. In time to get him. One away in the strikeout. And now it's Alex Bregman. Swing, and that's ripped towards right center. 2 away. 2 down, base is empty. Michael Busch will hit next.
Whoa. That's a ball.
Not close with that one, and that's ball 3. A sliding stop at short. Over to first. It's there, and that's a great play. Back here in the desert. We head to the bottom of the ninth. James Wood stands in now for the Diamondbacks. Swing and a hard hit grounder to third. Fair ball. Makes the turn and heads for second. And he'll pull into second safely.
All over that one right there.
Digging in, Geraldo Perdomo.
That's the ball.
Check swing. He went. And the count even 1-1. The 1-1 is fouled off. Runner in scoring position, nobody out. Here in the last half of inning number 9. Swing and a ball lifted left field. Happ takes it in for the out. 1 away. Here's Nolan Arenado.
Picked up an RBI in his last at bat. Still their only run of the game so far.
Oh, look at the stop. Fires to first. Nicely done for the out. Diamondbacks down to their final out. So next is the designated hitter for the D-backs, Adrian Del Castillo. And a foul ball. Man on second, 2 down. They're down to their final strike. And 1-2.
That turns out to be a really good take right there, but you don't want to end this game with the bat on your shoulder.
To first, and this should do it. Steps on the bag himself.